Before you set the names for your events and parameters, I highly suggest that you check out the list of recommended events from Google Analytics 4. Google recommends certain event names and parameters for common measurement scenarios. You do not have to use the names and parameters that Google recommends if you don't want to. However, it is a good idea to check those names and events and use them wherever possible, because some of the reports and tracking, such as e-commerce, is dependent on you using exactly the same names that Google recommends. Also, even if there are not specific reports today, using the recommended names ensures that if in future Google releases new reports and functionality based on those event names, then you will be able to benefit from those without making any changes to your tracking. In this video, I will show you what those recommended events are, and then you can make a decision whether they make sense for your business case or not. So let's dive in and take a look at recommended events. Here I am in Google Analytics 4 Help section. I will drop a link to this page as a resource to this video. On this page, you will find all the information you need about the recommended events. In addition to that, you will also find information about other types of events. As you can see, automatically collected events, enhanced measurement events, etc. However, we are focusing on recommended events here. Google recommends the names of events and their parameters based on the business vertical of your app or site. All those verticals are listed right here. First, you have recommended events. This is the list of all the events that are applicable to any type of app or site. If your site or app has a feature that corresponds to any of these events, then they recommend using these event names and passing these parameters. So here you have an event name. These are the names that you will use exactly as they are listed here. Then they also tell you when to trigger these events, and then the parameters that you should be using to get the full benefit of Google Analytics features when you're using that event. In addition to these parameters, you can pass other parameters as well. Scroll through and get familiar with the events that are available. Then you have a list of events that are categorized based on the business vertical. Currently, Google has a recommended list of events for retail e-commerce, job, education, local deals, real estate, travel, hotel and air, and games. It's possible that this list grows over time. So by the time you view this video, there might be others listed as well. Clicking on these links will show you the list of events that are recommended for that vertical. Keep in mind, all these events might not apply to your particular use case. In addition to these events, you can use other events as well if they apply to you. So feel free to look at this list, see which ones make sense for you, and use them. So clicking here, you can look at the job education, add to cart. This was also available. In retail e-commerce, you have travel, hotel, air, similarly add to cart, add payment, generate lead, etc. So go through this list, get familiar, and anytime you have to use an event, come back here, see if there is something that you can use. As I showed you earlier, an example of generate lead. I use this event name with these two parameters. So even though my site does not fall into air and travel, I used it because it was applicable to my business use case. So go ahead and get familiar with these events, and I will see you in the next video.